Morning, everyone. Slept really good. Yep. Well, I guess it's time to get up and pack up so we can get back on the water. So guys, like I was saying last night, I changed it up to an A-frame style deal there. But what I was going to say this morning is, a lot of times if it's obviously not raining or snowing, I'll just go ahead and pull the tarp off before I start packing up all my stuff. That way it's just easier to get to. You're not all hunched over inside of it and whatnot, and you can see your gear all scattered out just a little bit easier. But of course, if it's raining or snowing, you can't do that. Then you get to see all my junk. Yep, that's a lot of stuff. I'll get all that packed up. You don't need to or want to see that, I'm sure. Well guys, if I look a little more bundled up, it's because I am. It's a lot colder this morning. Definitely, we just left our campsite, which was on that island right back over there. You can see behind us, kind of. It's actually right there. And yeah, we're on our way. It's definitely a brisk morning. The wind is really hitting me right in the face. It's almost like you're riding a four-wheeler. And the nice cold, and it just is biting you good. But just hope we don't tip the canoe over or fall in, because we already talked that we'd be lighting a bonfire like this one over here. Big old matchstick. Yeah, probably actually wouldn't do that, but you know, if it was my life or lighting that thing on fire, I'd be doing it for sure. I don't know if I got that, guys, but that's the bald eagle right there. Really have no clue. I couldn't get the camera on fast enough. It's just majestic to even see one, you know. The water's kind of, well, white capping in a few spots, not real bad. The wind's blowing straight at us, which is making it just a little bit, well, our eyes are watering, let's just say that. Makes it hard to see what you're doing sometimes. And the boat wants to go backwards, which makes it just a little bit more difficult because you got to paddle pretty much this whole time so far. Pretty much since we got in the boat. Man, I'm sure you can hear plenty of that wind. You guys can see that. We're starting to get ice on our equipment. There. Down there. And, we're gonna go warm up just a little bit. He brought his shovel, pounded it into the dirt there, and using that as a tie-off because literally nothing to tie the boat to. Pretty smart thinking, if you ask me. So we walked all the way from over there, where the canoe is, just to get up out of the wind behind this brush pile here just for a little bit. The wind is just cutting right through you. But Still enjoying ourselves. Just kind of adds a little more excitement to it. Might slow us down a little bit today. Yesterday we did 12 miles, and today we plan on doing 10, and then the next day 6 miles, or on Sunday or whatever. Yep. I hope we make it to our campsite. We kind of pulled up in this little outlet right here with this neat railroad bridge. Kind of like this old stuff. Just kind of parking our boat. We're going to take a little break out of the wind. And that town is right over that way. And the bridge is down there. So, yeah, a nice little stretch of river we've paddled so far already. I think that was 6 miles or something. About 6 miles so far. Not a lot of filming because it's just too dangerous to film while we're going along. We found this cool little waterfall. You know, it's obviously not a huge one of any sorts, but nice little pool of water trickling down through here. Neat little shot of the canoe back there. Very cool. Just one of those neat little things that you kind of makes the trip worth it. You kind of see these little, you know, God made. That didn't come out anything like I wanted it to. Well, I didn't say anything like I wanted to, but oh well. So we had just pulled over here, and look what he brought. Pepsi and the Milky Way. We got about 2 more miles to where we're going to gonna camp, and I thought we'd just go ahead and take a break. We got plenty of time. I'm not sure what time it is, maybe 1 or 2 or I really don't know. 1:30. 1:30. There we go. And tied up the boat with his shovel again. Really just a brilliant idea. I couldn't, paddle's got a lot of ice on it right there. Actually, a lot of our gear's got a little bit of ice on it. Just makes it a little more interesting. Makes that paddle a lot heavier, I can tell you that. Even got ice all up through my mucks, on my pants. Just stuff splashing up there on my arms. I think I had some on my mittens on. But, at least we stay covered up, should be pretty good. Nice wide river. We're up out of the wind right now, so it's making it really nice right here. We're getting ready to honestly take a hard left here and go directly into the wind, so that's kind of why we just pulled a break. We just pulled over again for another break. Didn't really make it that far before this break, to be honest with you. I don't know that you guys can see that slush right there, but the water's starting to slush over at the edges at this point. Man, that wind doesn't quite look like it right here, but we were getting some whitecaps pretty decent that were, I ain't gonna lie, there's a few times it kind of spooked me just a little bit. That wind was pushing pretty hard where you pretty much had to paddle the whole time, otherwise you were going backwards. I'll show you our little spot. We kind of parked on a little island, or not even actually sure if it's an island. I'll even take you over here and show you the paddle that I got with all this freaking ice on it. Look at all this slush down here. We just pulled into. I think in the morning it's gonna be kind of a trip to get in here. But man, there's a good amount of ice on our paddles. Everything's got ice on it. I lost my hat. It literally blew off into the water. So now it's frozen. I'm gonna have to try to thaw that out tonight. we get around the campfire. It's like a brick kind of. You can see the water, so obviously keeps kind of coming over the side a little bit. I don't know if you can see all that. My canvas waterproofer is working all right on my bag. Ice on the boat. This other side's got the carabiner hanging out the side, and it's just like a wall of ice right there. That side obviously took more of a punishment from the water. Got water in the back of the boat. Get that out tonight, otherwise it's going to be frozen brick. It's kind of slushish water. That's just from getting in and out. At these sandbars, you gotta just guess where you're kind of going. So, drag the canoe. Not really dragging as much as it is. Once you get out, it kind of pretty much floats. You just grab the rope and pull it. But a few spots where it was dragging when you're pulling it. Got a lot of sycamores in that area of the woods right there. That's kind of neat because, at least from where I'm at, there's not a lot of them, and it's just kind of a pretty tree with all the white and whatnot. The river's really starting to slush over. Well, we got to our island where we're gonna camp, so we're gonna get set up to camp now. I know I keep showing all this ice, but good gravy. That's frozen into a solid ball. He's got his camera stand there frozen. All our ice, our water is ice now. This is just ice. Hat is just ice. Wow. What a trip, guys. What a trip. Got some stew going on right there. Yummy. Some pork chops. We be eating good. Life jacket's up there. Ice on it, and then I don't know if you can see up here. Yeah, probably not like that, but it's snowing. Little flurries here and there. The river's definitely slushing over now, real big. I am afraid to say that there's definitely going to be frozen portions of the river when we wake up. Snow coming right at you. Look at that. Does that not look yummy? I know you want some of that. Psych. Nice and warm. Man, you guys are missing out. So as you can tell, it's already started to snow pretty good. Starting to become a slight winter wonderland around here. He put the sand around the edge here to keep the wind out from coming up underneath the tarp there. We haven't started a fire over here yet. We're kind of conserving this wood for when it gets a little bit later or darker, when we're gonna go spend our time over here. But we got our shelter up here. You can see the lashings around the shelter. Just put it into that loop and then around the shelter again, kind of on up. Up at the top here, we took advantage of this one stick out and just literally hooked my tarp onto it. So, you know, more lashings down the side of that side there too. Found that little piece of plywood way back over there. So we have a table if we want to use it for that. This is some of the firewood that we have so far. We just got done eating. I think I showed you that fire over there. I'm going to take you down here, show you how far it is to the riverbank. Here we're going down level again. There's the boat, or the canoe. Yeah, it's not coming down hard, but it's coming down. You're supposed to expect to have more. I think you can see the ice all forming out there. Definitely a decent amount of it forming out there, and then here, and then of course that little sandy spot there has already got a bunch of slushy snow on it, I guess. Just come down here to the water. Man, it's just, you can see all that ice coming down river. I'm really interested to see what we're going to actually end up with in the morning. I don't want to say fearful, but here's a possibility we may be walking out of here and asking for some help. No shame in that at all. No reason to be shameful about it. It is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and walk over here. Wow, some of that ice is built up pretty good. I'm actually a little impressed. This is all slush here. Kind of. I'm just able to break through that. I can definitely see how deep this is, guys. I wouldn't suggest doing this with anybody, you know. But I was already out here earlier when there wasn't any of this going on. But I wanted to take you over to the deeper part of the river. I call it the deeper part. It's not. This river isn't really that deep. I actually don't know what the deepest point is in it, but there's been a lot of it that's been shallow. But maybe you can get a real sense of how much ice is really coming down this puppy. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Freaking awesome, huh? This is my first time camping from a canoe, going canoeing and camping. And I gotta say, for it being the first time to camp out, I really did the doozy one of doing it when it's freezing out. So to give you guys an idea of also what I'm kind of wearing, I think it's having a hard time focusing there because of the snow coming down maybe. But I just have this wool beanie on, and then just this Gore-Tex jacket on. I've actually got my regular jacket underneath that, a wool shirt, and then I have this neck gaiter that I can pull up over my face, and have a wool set of long johns basically under that. And for my lower level here, I have my Gore-Tex on also down here, and I have a pair of fleece lined pants and a pair of also long johns down there. My hands, you can see I have my fingerless gloves. Yes, my fingertips are getting cold. I've been wearing my mittens for a lot of it. Have my muck boots and wool socks. You can't forget to take care of your feet and your hands. Definitely want to make sure that's all done. Gosh, this is one of those trips where you got to be careful, but it's definitely going to be a memorable one. I don't think it would come out on film, but a lot of the snow is blowing, kind of like you would see a dust blow across the field. It's pretty neat. Sat there and ate my dinner over here at that fire that you can't see because it won't focus, I'm sure. But wow, that focus is really bad. Anyway, guys, I gotta go warm up my fingertips that are frozen, and I'm gonna go get out of the wind. We started that little fire, our cooking fire right there, to heat up the ground and whatnot. We're gonna put our bottles of water down in there, and well, after we cover it with some sand, we don't want to melt our bottles of water. Got ice freezing on my face. I gotta wipe it or lick it off or whatever, but yeah, very exciting, guys. Very exciting. Wow. Wish you guys could see this in person. It's way different than I know it's gonna come out on film. So guys, this is that pot I got from Joe. It's freaking working out awesome. It really is. We just raked some coals under there right now. Got this little, I call it a raging fire. It's obviously not a huge fire, even though it probably looks like it on film because we're so close, but yeah, freaking awesome. Just amazing night. Sit right here where we're at. You burn your face off, you get back a little bit, and freeze your butt off. It's one of those nights where your backside's cold and your front side's burning. But maybe I can turn my headlamp on here. I want to show you this water bottle. It got a little too close to the fire. It actually wasn't leaking, believe it or not. But I kind of got it sitting up in the air there a little bit. Hopefully a little bit of heat will come up there and melt some of that ice out a little bit more. Yeah, great night, guys.